Starbane's Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods,
AKA Jay's in a cool sweater, Randy making that cheddar.
or Jay's in a cool sweater. Randy, not feeling better.
Why?
I don't know. I think I'm feeling better. It's okay. Hey, I'm better because we're here. We're with you guys. We get to give you that sort of moment in your day that you can take that breath, inside of a mask because we still have to be responsible, and just
Even
laugh.
those whole states are saying, take them off.
Yeah, take them off.
To me, the state governors saying, take your masks off right now they're like 4-year-olds who see the Christmas presents
And wanna open
in the
them
closet
now.
and want to open them now. And you're like, no, it's the 23rd. Can you wait 2 days?
No, they can't.
Can you wait until the 25th?
Because they're fucking babies. They can't. And that's the way it
Fucking
goes.
dumb baby.
And, oh, by the way, if you pull that Christmas thing out, you could kill
your
grandfather.
grandparents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So, but make sure you grab it.
All right, shall we jump into
Let's
this right
get
now?
into it, yes.
Okay. If you're going today to an amusement park or a holiday park, which
Right
are
now.
things, if you're going them right now,
I mean, you absolutely have to be
I would say
there.
number one, why? Why do you have to go at this moment right now? Why?
Nobody has to go to an amusement park ever.
There will be time this summer when you all get vaccinated.
I mean, you can say, all right, in an extreme case of someone who may die and this is their last chance.
Okay, so I even have
Then
that.
you're already on the way out the door.
Okay, fine. You bet. I'm saying if you have to go, if you are an extreme case, you better mask up.
Mask up, wash
Double
your
mask
hands,
it.
do what you have to do.
Stay away from people. Figure out your food situation before you get there.
I mean, look, part of me is like, eventually, I hope once enough people are vaccinated, that amusement parks are not horrible places to be. I mean, you are waiting in line around a lot of people a lot, but like, you're outside most of the time. So hopefully those places can come back.
Right. I hope they come back. But to me, you better pray you just don't get COVID.
Yeah.
I really hope Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was
That's the worst roller coaster ever.
worth you not being able to taste food.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is worse than the line to get into Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That's a more exciting ride, is walking, advancing in that line.
I hope riding that ride for a minute and a half was worth you not being able to taste food for 6 months or breathe on your own.
Mm-hmm. Glad you got to ride Space Mountain twice, bud.
Twice in a row. That's going to be a great memory to think about when some random nurse holds a phone up to your grandpa so you can say goodbye to him.
Mm-hmm. Hope it's worth it.
But amusement parks
Still amusingly
still open.
open and operating right
And
now.
other parks too. Again, if it's just we're going to get into this. Again, if you are really careful, you probably can go through your experience unscathed, but you have to be careful.
You might even be able to have fun, but it's stupid stuff.
Unless you're Irish. Andrew, at one of the 6 British holiday parks called Pontins. Pontins? Does that sound fun? Hey, you want to go to Pontins?
Sounds like you have to work on like
Sounds
a
like
farm.
a pontoon boat that like
Do I
everybody
have to
just gets
pedal
on.
for like an hour?
Yeah, it is. Sarah Dunn, the story and cautionary tale is totally for you.
Okay.
And your 78 cousins. Here we go. Quote, undesirable guests was the headline on a memo listing Irish surnames and published on the internet of a British holiday parks company called Pontins.
Poontins, were you going to call them?
Pontins. The memo was circulated among staff and the company, and then it made its way to the internet. Of course. Which has 6 holiday parks around Britain, and they've been operating since 1946. So they've been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Their business has been around for a while, and now it's time for them to be like, let's revert back to 1946.
How can we sabotage our current business right now with the internet backlash?
If there's one thing people are always complaining about at British parks, it's how many Irish people are there.
Yeah.
Don't you hear that all the time? Was this memo from 1946 and it just got circulated?
Honestly, who cares about this at this time? Shouldn't you welcome any visitors to your
what
park?
amusement park is trying to turn people away
We
right
should
now?
really curb the amount of people who are coming
Guys,
in here
I
right
know
now.
there's a pandemic and we've been hit really hard and we haven't sold tickets because people don't want to be here. But you know what? Now's the time to start making lists to get people out of here.
Yeah, let's be selective.
Let's definitely whittle down who can and can't come here. Staff were required to block potential customers with those names from booking.
Jeez.
Staff monitored calls and refused or canceled bookings made by people with an Irish accent or surname.
This is insane.
Sarah Dunn, if you want to go to Pontins, and I don't know if you do.
You can't go. They're gonna block you and cancel you.
If Sarah Dunn was much more stupider than she actually is, she's a smart person, and she wanted to go to Pontins for the afternoon, for some second-rate carnival rides or like go around a castle. I don't even know what Pontins is.
No clue.
Just stupid. By declining to provide its services to guests of a certain race or ethnic group, Pontins was directly discriminating on the basis of race and breached the UK's 2010 Equality Act. Are you surprised that it took till 2010 to make that act?
Mean,
this act should have been in the 60s.
There should have been a 1 in front of that.
That's right.
There definitely shouldn't have been a 2 starting that number.
You don't want to start that thing in front of a 2. Britain's Equality and Human Rights Commission, which has investigated the park and reached an agreement with the travel park operators. So this is a settlement done out of court. So one racist guy at corporate, this is what I think, who didn't know that there was an internet out there to publish this stupid ass memo that he put out, wrote this up and sent it out because these are the times that we're living in right now. Yeah. Like people think they're bold enough to make that statement and put it out there. If you can't get this pushed through, see if you can't do it. Now's the time when an idea like this can gain traction with the Nazis and the skinheads and everybody. Like
they've come out of the woodwork now, and they're
not
ready
afraid to
listen.
wear their Camp Auschwitz sweatshirt, which maybe 5 years ago they were afraid to wear that out in the open.
Precisely.
The Pontins memo said, "Please be aware that several guests are unwelcome at Pontins. However, some of these will still try and book because they're sneaky." Especially during school holidays.
Yeah.
Again, great call to turn business away during these times. I think the scariest roller coaster at one of these parks would be the financial roller coaster that these guys are basically putting themselves on by turning away customers.
Sure. Yes.
We have been informed by our operations director that we do not want these guests. So now, putting on the operations director.
Yeah.
We've been informed by this person.
Throw that
and
guy
our
under the
parks.
bus.
Please watch out for the following names for any future bookings.
Well, with no reason.
Yeah,
why? What is the reason?
At least dignify us with your shitty racist
nationalist
reason.
bullshit reason.
They drink too much. All right? They smell like moldy potatoes. Like, give us something.
They starve their babies. Whatever you can come up with.
I don't know what stupid ass.
Dehumanize them with some bullshit so that we can at least be like, oh, you're simple and you're stupid.
This is your dumb
you
reasoning.
Ignorant.
They're followed a list of some 40
surnames. Here's the list.
Boylan, Boyle, Carney, Carr, Cash.
You don't want a carny at a place that's full of carnies?
At a carnival place? Connors, Corcoran, Delaney, Doherty, Doran, Gallagher. So Gallagher can't come and break.
That guy can't even break watermelons at their place.
You got to break. Was that what
Can't
he would
smash it.
Was that what he would describe when you have a meal with someone? Breaking bread, but with Gallagher,
We're
it's
gonna
like
break
watermelons.
watermelons. Yeah,
you got to break watermelon together.
Although he'd probably support something like this.
Think of all the extra work you're asking these poor people who are running the
O'Brien,
ticket.
O'Connell, O'Donnell, O'Donohue, O'Mahony. O'Mahony.
O'Mahony.
O'Reilly.
O'Mahony sounds like a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
An Irish chocolate bar.
Named
O'Reilly,
after our buddy, R.I.P. Neil
Mahoney. Sheridan, Stokes, Walsh, W-A-L-C-H, and Ward. Again, think of all the extra work you're asking.
People who already are not getting paid enough to do.
This
is like when someone gets banned from a park and it's like, all right, I'm checking all these people and now I got to look for this asshole.
How are you going to enforce it? I just want to do my work and check people's tickets.
What if you suggested that someone who was banned from a park and they're like, that's not me.
Right.
Now you got to have a whole argument and all these people have to wait in line.
This may be the biggest tragedy of all here.
Yeah.
That the underpaid workers now have to do so much extra work that wasn't in their job description.
They have to you've loaded on top of their work racist busy work.
That's right. Racist busy work. That's what this whole thing is. Here's my question. What if the people coming to the park are not Irish?
Yes.
But the person who bought the tickets was Irish.
Right. So your Irish cousin bought you tickets and you're British.
What then?
Yeah.
What then, memo? Racist memo. The memo alerted people to taking phone call or email bookings at Pontins to blacklist these names. Some names seem to be phonetically misspelled. For instance, McGinnis, Sheridan, and Walsh. Now, I can see wanting large groups.
Can they serve Guinness at this place?
I can see wanting large groups of of Australians not to be there. That to me, because they're going to get drunk.
Well, they're going to have fun. They're going to have more fun than the place can.
They're going to puke on a 6-year-old somebody's daughter. It's going to be bad. An undated memo published in a story in the UK newspaper, the I newspaper, is illustrated by a drawing of a wizard with a cloak holding wands in both hands with the captions, "You shall not pass."
So a Harry Potter thing.
I love they published this memo, which is filled with serious nationalism and racism and exclusion of entire groups of people. And they used a cute wizard graphic to be like, you shall not pass at the top.
Yeah.
That kind of undercuts the hate a little bit.
Scary Potter.
It's like when you see
Scary Potter.
It's like when you see Mitch. It is Scary Potter. It's like when you see Mitch McConnell's wife and she's like an Asian lady, and you're like,
yeah.
See, you know what I mean?
You mucked it up.
You made yourself like more likable.
Now,
in this
and
woman.
also,
but she's a terrible person who, used her position in the government to help her dad's business. Fine. She then brought it back to, okay, we hate this person.
Sure.
Okay. I think it makes it even worse. To me, it would be like using Goofy to express Walt Disney's anti-Semitism, right?
His hatred of the Jews. Sure.
Hi, kids. It's a small world after all. We could make it a lot smaller if we didn't allow these money-lending Jews into the park. We can see that, right? All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to tell you what happened at the end of this thing. Why? Why this memo? That's all I'm asking you. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We've got the live Cheap Seats and stand-up show on March 20th. It's happening in a couple of days. Get your tickets. Tickets are going for this thing. We knew they'd pick up in this last week. Please, eventbrite.com and get that one. And then the live down Peopletown on April 10th.
Ryan Sickler and the Cactus Blossoms. Let's get into this.
All right. So when we left, we were talking about
there are British parks, Pontins parks, that are excluding. They put a memo out excluding Irish people based on last name,
refusing to process bookings, canceling bookings. Canceling bookings is the worst part about it, right?
Because people told their kids that were going to this thing.
They got them excited about it.
The
kids are pumped about it, and they told their friends about it, and then whatever.
If you've ever told your kid we're going to go do something, and then suddenly you can't do it for some reason, you feel awful.
I bought tickets for the kids to do this drive-through Stranger Things thing, and it was in January. I bought them so early that I forgot about it, and then it happened, and then we didn't go. I paid money for these things, and we didn't go. And my kids were like, "What about that?" And
you had to be like, oh, God, I'm the worst.
This is what this is.
I'm the worst parent.
Some of the surnames are common with the traveling community. Do you know what the traveling community is? So I learned that the traveling community is considered an ethnic group of Irish, a smaller group of Irish, like gypsies, kind of in the same vein. And I'm sure I'll be getting...
That's not the right word.
That's not the right word, but I apologize if that's not the right. Martin Collins, co-director of Pavy Point Traveller Roma Centre in Dublin, told the Irish Times, this shows not only discrimination against travelers is an ongoing issue, but discrimination against Irish people in general in the UK.
Yes, I
people
agree
with an
that.
Irish accent targeted by Pontins for negative. Again, why is this going on right now? Feels like something would have happened in 1971, right? Like right after the Miami show band massacre.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that whole thing.
Of course you did.
Banning a particular ethnic group is despicable practice. It precludes and people from being able to
let's
participate.
just get to the point. What is the point of this? Like, it's a nightmare. And is there a resolution? Can the Irish fight back? Is this going to become a war between Ireland and England?
This could open up an entire new war. And by the way, is the Pontins Park? They're just a bunch of like weird castles. I kind of went in to figure out what it was. There aren't even like great rides.
It's not like Six Flags.
It's like come to this castle, which I'm assuming probably isn't a real castle.
Right.
It's like a made up fake
facade.
That's right.
Right.
Come to this castle.
And now you're not allowed to come to this castle. And meanwhile, Irish people probably didn't even really want to go to that castle because they have better castles in Ireland. But they're like, well, now that we're not allowed to go.
They have like ghost tours. Like, who cares? Like, no kid is going to want to be here. Walk on this ghost tour. No one in the UK should be discriminated against. And this memo is the most ridiculous thing in the world. And I will say this. Travelers, we support you.
Yes.
We support you because on many levels, Jay and I, as
we're
Jews,
travelers.
We're travelers. But as Jews, we've always felt like we're just a little outside of everything. So
That's
I will
right.
always root for the guy and the girl who's on the
feel
outside.
a little discriminated and put on the outside.
The fact that memos like this are coming around, we have to be the ones to be like, this is ridiculous. The
Yes.
fact that it had a tiny little wizard at the top of it saying, you shall not pass.
Scary Potter.
Scary Potter. That's the show, guys. Stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we got the jokes.
We will see you guys tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.